Okay. All right, quality dreams reasonably priced. Let me let the ad finish running. Okay. So there's information on this in the Steam store if you are thus interested. The demo is happening as part of the Visual Novel Fest. And in Quality Dreams Reasonably Priced, you work as a body modification consultant in a dystopian future. Talk to clients, make recommendations, and decide how much to upsell them. Balance helping others with earning enough to save your sick rabbit. Make decisions and change lives. So it's currently out. It's currently out now in the Steam, in the Steam Visual Novel Fest. And all right. Let me see. I also saw that it has a note for content warnings, which is lovely. So let's have a look at those. Settings seem pretty simple, which is nice. Seems like a good volume. All right. Okay, so not only does it tell you up front what the content warnings are, I imagine if you click on them, you can also see when they may happen. But animals in peril, dying, recreational drugs, job risk and work impropriety, lack of autonomy, medical costs, monetary stress, parental abuse, and transphobia. Let's have a look. Okay. So it also gives you details on each of the content warnings, which again is very nice. So as the Steam demo page said, your pet rabbit is ill. The illness is curable, but if the funds for the surgery cannot be collected by the end of the game, the rabbit will die. This does not happen in the demo. So you can go for details of each of these. Or sometimes for some people, it is just knowing and being prepared for what may happen in the game. For others, it is, I want to know exactly when this may happen so that I can be better prepared for it. So yeah. Okay, so let's look at Quality Dreams, reasonably priced. Got my water, so get my voice going. All right, thank you for trying out this early demo. Wait a second, let me just make sure that I've got, there. We're a two-person team based in Canada, and we hope you enjoy our game. We'd appreciate if you left us feedback so we can improve the game. Where is my, hold on, I'm missing something. Yeah, I don't know where my nameplate went this whole time. All right. I step out of my office to refill my coffee and stretch my legs. As my mug fills, I notice Baron walk into the lobby. Hi, Jen. Got a minute? It's never good when your boss wants a word. Oh, feels. Ooh. However, it's the worst part is that I'm still the person at work who's like, yeah, I'm free. Okay. Sure, Baron, what's up? I wanted to have a quick chat to see how things have been going, how you've been settling in, that kind of thing. If I've learned anything in my month working here, it's that this chat will not be quick. Let's talk in your office. Oh, I have an office. That's nice. He starts walking off, not waiting for my reply. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, because I might need it. I take a sip of my coffee and watch him walk for a bit. Then I let out a sigh and follow him back into my office, dread crawling up my spine. When I come in, Baron has settled where my clients usually sit. He gestures for me to take my seat, and I do, watching him with trepidation. So, Jin, you've been here about a month. How do you feel things are going? Oh no. Oh no. I'd say they're going well. I think things are going well. I'm still settling in, but I feel like it's been good so far. But they could be better, right? Oh no. You're not hitting your targets. This game is coming for me. And I know you're new and this is your first job as a psych line, but it's been a slow month in terms of clients. I get that. I feel confident that you'll do better once you're in the full swing of things. But, just for my own peace of mind, and for your good as well, I'd like us to do a little mock client interview. Pretend I'm here to get some mods. I'm going to go with this one. I mean, I could defend my performance, but he already said, like, it's been a slow month and I'm not hitting my targets. But I would like to know, is there anything specific that you would want me to change? Are there any specific areas in which you think I can improve? Why don't we begin and I'll show you as we go. Okay, that means no. I swallow a sigh. All right. Welcome to envisage. Sorry. See, this is the thing, is reading words that you weren't prepared for. Welcome to Envisage Poetry. I try my best not to cringe when I say the name. How Baron came up with something so awful, I'll never understand. Okay. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Jin. My pronouns are any or all. I'll be consulting on your modifications today. Hello, Jin. I'm Baron. My pronouns are he, him. It's very nice to meet you. I'm a little surprised you didn't go for a fake name. I feel like we should have you fill out the form first and then start the interview. It's like you're going to a doctor's office, so you get introduced, you need to fill the form out if you haven't already filled it out, and then we start talking, so. Before we start, would you mind filling out this form? I don't think there's a need for that. Can't you just ask me about what you need to know? Okay. There is a procedure for these things. It's our clinic standard procedure for you to complete this form before we conduct our assessments. Just ask me the questions and write my answers into your form. Okay, so the boss is now being a client that's kind of being a butt. Although I do like I do like the outfit. But the boss is kind of being a butt. Hey Smirky, welcome on in. How are you? You know what? Alright, I'll concede. Alright. Not so hard, right? I force down my irritation and open the form. Would you mind telling me how old you are? Try that again. Okay, so this, I believe, is the specific feedback. Let's try being friendly. Would you mind telling me how old you are? I need it for the form. How old do you think I am? I don't know these developers, and I don't know this story, and I don't know this game, but I feel this intently. How old do you think I am? Let's just play along because, look, we work in a body modification center. We need them to sign up for stuff so they can pay for it. So, all right, fine, I'll play along. Oh, I don't know, maybe 26? You flatter me. I'm 37, but I'm glad you see me as so youthful. I think we would ask your occupation first because that would probably impact the procedure. What's your current occupation? You might not believe it, but I actually own a small body modification clinic. This is not really playing along. This is not really pretending to be a client. Do you understand? Like, Baron, do you understand how client roleplay works? Do you get that? Because if you're coming to a body modification clinic, but you say you own a body modification clinic, why? You know what? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. We're good. We're fine. I'm going to humor him because he is my boss and has the power to fire me. What a coincidence. Please tell me more. I'd love to. Here he goes again. Hey, Chrysicom, welcome on in. When my father passed a few years ago, he left me the body mod shop he'd started and told me to make something good of it. I'm not sure if he meant to do good or be profitable, but I choose to believe he meant to do true good. To bring goodness into the world. So I took the little clinic and I diversified it. We increased variety and dropped prices. Now more people than ever can access mods. Did it cost me? Of course it did. Well, at the beginning at least. But it was all worth it to give more people access to mods. He loves to tell this story any chance he gets. So what mods are you interested in getting? I'm not sure. Maybe something to add a glow to my tattoos? So here's the problem. If, like, as a person, I'd be like, if you're not sure, we should probably talk about it more. To say what the customer wants exactly, even though they're not sure, is not great, and to suggest an alternative sounds like I'm going to upsell them. I think I may suggest an alternative, though. So if you're not sure, then might I suggest looking at some of our other aesthetic mod options? Colored teeth are really making waves lately. Okay, it's their future. I'm gonna let them have that one. You think that they'd suit me? I wouldn't recommend it otherwise. Let's pause for a second. Okay, so now we have the feedback. Most clients will have an idea of what they want, and that's great, but people don't always know what's best for them. You have to learn about them and guide them to the best decision. I have been trying, but you have been shutting me down. Okay. So, best for us or best for them? Best for them? The best decision based on their lives? Yes, but people improve their lives through modding. More often than not, getting mods is the best decision for them. What? Okay. I mean, you run a business, so I get it, but wow. However, you shouldn't push mods on clients when it's really not what they need. Okay, so this is now a problem. Our boss has said we are not making our targets, but now our boss is also saying don't push mods on clients. Make up your mind, Baron. Make up your mind. Getting mods reversed is very expensive, and often we can't put someone back to exactly how they were before the initial procedure. We don't want our customers to be dissatisfied or asking for refunds. We're trying to bring joy into the world. Joy over sales? I don't understand. Are we trying to bring our clients joy, or are we trying to sell them mods? It's the same thing. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Mods make people happy, or they should. If the mod isn't helping, then we shouldn't be recommending it. But I really doubt that'll ever happen. Mods make things better. Maybe this hypothetical customer just hadn't found the right mod yet. In that case, your job would be to help them uncover the mod that's right for them. And on that note, let's get back to it. I may, or may not, want glowing tattoos. That's all the form questions out of the way. Time to move on to the rest of the interview. Okay. Let's talk about the appeal of glowing tattoos. What makes you want glowing tattoos? What do you like about them? They look nice. They're in fashion. They're cheap. What's not to like? Okay, well, let's talk about the budget. What are we working with? What does your budget look like for this procedure? Oh, it's very tight. $3,000 at the most. I note it down. Glowing tattoos usually range from $600 to $5,000, depending on the size, features, and whether there is a complete design on the skin. Will that be a problem? I'm going to say no. Not at all. We pride ourselves on offering high-quality modding at low costs. Ugh. That makes me so happy to hear. That I believe. Yeah, we're talking about resting after mods. You'll need to take the rest of the day easy once you've had the procedure. Can you make time for that? No, 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 no. Huh? What's wrong? You can't ask like that. You need to ask nicely. Wait, I thought that was nice. Okay. You can't ask like that. You need to ask nicely, like, do you have any plans for after the procedure? Okay, that sounds like we're hitting on somebody. That's too vague. Won't it be unclear what I mean if I say that? Then ask a follow-up question. Do you need a script? This is really, really calling back to way too many jobs. Okay. Do you have any plans for after the procedure? Not particularly. Just gonna head home. Maybe spend the following weekend with some friends. Now, that wasn't so hard, was it? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna move on. I note down his answer without replying. Next phase. All right. I think I've got what I need. Let's move on. Nope. Nope. That's no good. Talk to me more first. Build rapport. Oh, gosh. Okay. My reactions are not bad because of the game. The game has done a very good job of capturing what it is like to be in a job like this, so my reactions are because it feels very real. So, well done. Okay? Well done. It's better if you talk to them for longer. I will say that it's counterintuitive because I use counterintuitive at work when I try to say, like, the thing you told me doesn't make sense. Doesn't that just mean I see fewer clients in a day? People like to feel important and looked after. You want to make them feel special, like you care about them. Like we're a family. And when people talk a lot in conversations, they leave with a more favorable impression of you. So get them talking and keep them talking. Seem interested in what they have to say. I'd like to talk about the impact on my salary, But let's find out what level of friendliness we're going to go for. How friendly do you expect me to be with clients? Enough to be personable, to make them like you. And if it seems like they feel better with friendly, then you should be even more friendly. What are the boundaries on friendly? Aren't there professional cycling client boundaries I should be minding? Oh, don't worry about that. It's not like you're a doctor, or licensed for that matter. Okay, that is true. We are not actually performing the procedure. We are merely the in-between for them to get the procedure, but still. You're a salesperson, not a therapist. All right. What kind of conversation topics? What is there to talk about? Can't you make small talk? Ask them about their work, hobbies, whatever. All right, what about the impact on my salary? Will having longer client sessions impact my salary or commission? Now, why would you think that? Oh, I hear this in my head and it already sounds bad. Before we get back to it, I want to make sure you understand that you're a salesperson first. It's fine to form connections. I encourage it even. It usually makes the selling go better. Remember, you're not a therapist. You don't have to abide by any rules. I like talking to clients and getting to know them. It's the best part of my job. But when Baron talks about it like this, something about it feels vile. The ethical implications twist in my stomach. So let's ask about your hobbies then. Do you have any hobbies? As a small business owner and entrepreneur, my work takes up most of my time. But I do quite enjoy music. What's your favorite element? What do you like most about music? That such a wide range of experiences, emotions, visions, and memories can be evoked only through our ears. Although, we do offer mods that make music a multi-sensorial experience. Okay, that sounds fun. Though, you know that, of course. Do you compose or just listen? I experiment, but I wouldn't call what I create music. It's much too crude for that. Do you have any recommendations for my playlist? Is there anything you recommend? Of course! I listen to many genres. Neoclassical punk, ferocious flute, pop folk metal, underground M-pop covers. But you probably like Birdsong and Symbols Volume 3. It's a concept album about childbirth expressed through birdsong, wind chimes, and cymbals. Like symbols, not symbols. It's a must-listen if you're looking to expand your music repertoire. I'll check it out. Thanks. I definitely won't. And much better job. Well done with the small talk. It helps you and it keeps me happy. I feel like I'm really getting my money's worth. You own... Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna kiss ass at this point. It's good to get the practice in. Happy to be of help. All right. Let's talk about your work. How do you like your job? Oh, I love it. It makes me happy to know I'm doing so much good. Good? What sorts of good things do you do? Oh, well, you may have heard, but we're the cheapest mod shop in the city. Mods in a higher-end, safer environment have never been more affordable. Mods make people happy. More people can get mods here. Ipso facto, you get it. You know this. All right, I think I've got what I need. Let's move on. To the recommendation. Excellent. I look over my notes detailing my talk with Baron. They're a mess of advice and intentional obfuscation. So I think you better recommend me. Yeah, I think I'll recommend the procedure. You'll be happy to hear that I do recommend you then. I also got an achievement. More ink. So Baron gets more mods. Great. My reasoning being that it suits you. Glowing tattoos would suit you well. You really think so? And what if I wanted the high-end version that changes color depending on my environment? What would you say then? I mean, if you wanted them, I would encourage it. Then I try to convince you to spend outside your budget, if the higher-end model is what you really want. Oh, you bet it is. Great, that's exactly what I like to hear. So at that point, we should upsell. Do we need to go over all the logistic elements? Baron waves a hand. No, that's fine. If I decide to actually get anything, I'll speak to Sol directly. Let's go over my feedback and then we can wrap up. I take a slow breath. This'll be good. Great job learning from your mistakes. I appreciated how you recovered after we spoke about you chatting with clients more. You took feedback well, so take credit for that. I know I'm not always the best at delivering my comments. And in the end, you made a good decision. Tension I hadn't realized I was holding releases from my shoulders. Alright, that's all for today. Good work. I look forward to seeing your progress. I watch Baron leave, feeling a bit shaken. Things went well overall, but I know Baron will continue keeping an eye on me. After staring at paperwork for a few hours, the clock ticks over to leaving time. I let my gaze linger over my office to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, then leave to begin my trek home. The apartment! Now that is quite a visual shift between like a lovely high-end, although cheaply priced mod boutique and our apartment. Hold on a second. Oh, I love it. We have a log. This is awesome. And if I pause, let's go to the settings. The music is a little loud in my ear, so I'm going to turn it down just a bit. Okay. There we go. I climb the stairs to my apartment and shut the door with a sigh. Nope, sorry, I'm in the wrong thing again. I hear a slight rustling and look around. Nibbles is watching me from her cage. Aww. Hello, Nibbles. Although again, content warning, Jin's bunny is ill. Nibbles Dandelions. Nibbles Dandelions is the rabbit's name. Perfection. Seeing her always fills me with warmth. Check her food. I check her food and notice she's eaten less than usual. I refill her water and wonder if my worry is warranted. I glance at the time. The vet should be calling soon. Let her out. I open the door to the fence around Nibbles' hutch. She slowly hops forward, settling down on the rug next to me. I can't tell if she's moving more slowly than usual, or if I'm just projecting. I give her a small pat and sigh gently. I'm gonna give her a treat. I grab some washed kale from the fridge and offer it to Nibbles. She perks up a bit and starts munching on a corner. I just assume these are munch, munch, munch noises. I'll get her some more later. Okay, let me clean up my dishes, because I am an adult that has things to do, and also if I'm waiting for a call from the vet, I should distract myself with chores. I have some dishes from last night I haven't dealt with. I wash each by hand and drop them on my too tall stack of dry dishes. That's going to be a problem left for tomorrow. There's still some time before I need to go to bed, and I need to do something. I need something to do while I'm waiting for the vet to call. We'll play with Nibbles. I grab some of Nibbles' favorite toys to throw and place them around her. She glances towards them but seems disinterested. That's the word. The worry between my ribs radiates outwards. I'm unpack? Have we only just moved in? Let's unpack. I moved down into this apartment about 2 months ago. I couldn't afford my old one anymore. Yikes. I look around the space that doesn't quite feel like home and can't help notice all the ways it's worse. The room is too small for all my stuff. Much of it still sits in half unpacked boxes. It's further from my new job, adding time to my commute and shifting my sleep schedule. I still wake bleary some days. And no amenities are included. The savings come at the expense of my comfort. Mood. Home does not feel like a place of rest. Mechanically, I pull objects out from boxes and try to find room from them in overstuffed cupboards and drawers. After about 2 boxes, my brain starts to hurt. I'll leave the rest for another day. Let's watch TV. I flip on the TV and notice The Stars Bear Witness to Both Entwined and Broken Hearts is on. It's an older show, but one I remember fondly. I settle in to watch the rest of the episode. After about 20 minutes, my phone rings. First off, though, The Stars Bear Witness to Both Entwined and Broken Hearts is a delightful name for a TV show, whether it's a soap opera or what. It's amazing. Okay. After about 20 minutes, my phone rings. Take a breath, because we know it's the vet. I take a slow, long breath, trying to center myself. And then we answer the phone. I'm going to yawn, sorry. That is my slow, long breath. I hit a button on the side of my earpiece. Hello? Hello, this is Dr. Monk's office calling back with the test results for your rabbit, Nibbles Dandelions. Make pleasantries. Oh, yes, thank you for managing such a quick turnaround with the test results. We understand how important this information is to our clients. The speaker on the other side of the line clears their throat. Unfortunately, the tests came back positive. Your rabbit is suffering from... The voice turns to static in my mind, and I feel my hands start to shake. I stand there, staring at the wall, keeping as still as I can. Hello? Is everything okay? This is... you know what? I'm going to handle this the way I would handle... Okay, not would handle. Have handled getting a bad diagnosis. I would just like to move on. What do I do now? We'll need to schedule Nibbles Dandelions for surgery. My blood runs cold. Is she going to be okay? How much is this going to cost? Let me distract myself with the details. What will happen in the surgery? We'll remove the infected organs. After, we'll put Nibbles Dandelions on an antibiotics regimen, and in a month or so, she should fully recover. What are the risks? Are there any risks to her in having the surgery? We've performed this procedure many times. There's very little risk, about as much as getting a nano-animated tattoo. Very low risk, then. Okay, well, that's good. Are there any alternative treatments? Are there any alternatives to surgery? This is the option with the greatest chance of success. Alternatives require prolonged treatment and are not guaranteed to permanently cure Nibbles Dandelions. I like that the vet keeps using the name of our pet. In a game that started with us trying to improve customer service techniques, like the vet doing this and also reinforcing the name is like, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you. Let's just find out. Surgery date. How soon will the surgery be? We can schedule you in for next Sunday. That's 13 days from now. Can Nibbles wait that long? Will that be enough time to get the money to cover the surgery costs? Okay. Okay, thank you. I notice I'm biting my lip and stop. How much is it going to cost? How much will the surgery cost? The procedure will cost $17,000. Okay. That's a lot more money than I have in savings. Is there an installment plan? Is there an option to pay by installments? No. We require full payment up front. Okay. All right. I try to keep my voice from sounding as shaky as I feel. We finalize the appointment details and I hang up the phone. I look down at where Nibbles is flopped on the floor and my heart sinks. Saving $17,000 in 12 days isn't... Yeah, no, it's 17,000. In 12 days isn't impossible, but I don't feel good about my odds. I sit down next to Nibbles and run a hand through her fur. I can't imagine losing her. I don't remember making dinner, and the food is tasteless when I eat it. I keep glancing over at Nibbles, reassuring myself she's still there. Before I head to bed, I open my banking app to pay my utilities. Okay, so this is available in the full game. It might be best not to keep paying for so many luxuries, at least until I've saved up enough for Nibbles. Okay, so we would be able to... Okay, so we'd have to pay the rent. We might be able to not pay for TV, not pay for the removal of ads. Wow, even being able to open the window costs money. And noise blocking costs money, so we would be able to manage our budget. The surgery is just over double of our savings. So in the game we would have to do the math every day. Okay. It takes me too long to fall asleep. I turn back and forth under the sheets, unable to feel comfort or stop my spinning mind. Yeah, we can try to sleep. I wake up and realize I don't hear the sound of my alarm. Okay, is this daytime coloring or dream coloring? Because the palette has changed. I blink and notice that there's too much light in the room. I check the time and a bucket of cold water falls over me. I need to leave for work an hour ago. Oh. I quickly rush to get dressed and refill Nibble's food and water, then I grab my lunch and run out the door. Halfway to the elevator, I start worrying that I have a client interview booked for this morning. I spend the rest of the trip to the clinic bouncing between dreading being late and hoping I misremembered and it's tomorrow. I step into the clinic and a notification pops up letting me know there's a client waiting in my office. I curse, grab the client's file from behind the reception desk and make my way to the consultation room. I'm only a few minutes late to the appointment, but a splash of guilt still runs down my throat. I muster a smile, knock gently, and open the door. Okay, we're going to save here because I do need to get going. So save the game. But so far, this has been Quality Dreams, reasonably priced. The demo is available in the Steam store, so take a look. Clearly takes place in a cyberpunk future, but also like a little bit dystopia, but in the ways of there are pockets of it that are still like luxurious, but our main character Jin, they're not doing so great. They also have a pet that is ill, and it feels like the main crux of the game will be managing clients while also managing our budget. So the conversation we had with Baron earlier about talking to clients but upselling them is probably going to become really important. However, Jin feels like a good person. So is Jin going to be able to talk to these customers even if they may not be able to afford these things and upsell them just so that they can make money? It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Commission sales is hard that way. But let's go ahead and we saved. Let's go ahead and quit. And yeah, oh, look at the cute. Oh, we are a 2-person team. Help feed our dogs. And yes, they say this and people say this all the time. And it really is true. If you like the game, you play the demo, add it to your wish list because that does help with visibility. And you also get a ping when the game launches. So let's go ahead and quit to the menu. So yeah, this has been Quality Dreams, reasonably priced. It's very cute. If you like the demo, if you liked what we played today of the demo, go ahead and check it out. You can definitely get through it a lot faster when you're not reading every word. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me for Quality Dreams, reasonably priced. I like saying the full name because it's a long name, which I like. The game has a long name, but also it is fabulous because it's like Quality Dreams, reasonably priced. Yikes. So yeah, let me exit out of this. And we'll get back to where we were. So yesterday in Quality Dreams, reasonably priced, we learned about Jin, our protagonist. They work at a body modification kind of boutique clinic for a boss who is a little full of himself. They also have a sick pet that they now know that they currently cannot afford the operation for, but they have scheduled the operation to be soon. And one of the aspects in the game that isn't in the demo is as you go through, you will be managing your money. So you may have to forego some luxuries here and there to be able to save up for this surgery. We ended yesterday where we had gotten to work and we have a client, and I wanted to see as we go with a client how Jin handles maybe talking about what the client needs versus upselling them to something that they necessarily don't need, because we got to make money. So once again, the content warnings are in here, which I do really appreciate. You are able to not only see what the content warnings are, but if you really want to, you're able to see this. Like yesterday, we met Jin's boss, Baron, and the content warning of job risk and work impropriety. Jin's boss, Baron, is overly familiar and can act threateningly. He creates pressure around hit targets and following his instructions. He often delivers feedback with a mocking or disappointed tone. His actions are only ever verbal and do not venture into sexual harassment. So basically, Baron is an ass, which people who've worked for certain bosses will definitely relate to. Hey, Faison. And we noticed that yesterday with the whole let's do a little training session. So now we're back at work. We were a little bit late, probably because we slept with a lot of anxiety, and we have a client. So let's continue. Yesterday, quick save, yes. Okay. The customer is sitting in one of the chairs. They seem to be engrossed in a tablet, probably working. Oops. Got the wrong, there we go. Let's apologize. Sorry for the wait. Welcome to Envisage Poetry. I always cringe a bit at the clinic's name. I'm Jin. I use all pronouns. How can I help you today? They look up at me from where they're sitting. Good morning. I'm Ocean. This is the room for consultations, right? They look to be in their early 20s, but their composure makes me think they're older than they look. There's a conviction in the way they sit, and I relax a bit. Clients who know what they want are always easier to deal with. Yes, you're in the right place. Usually, I have some time to prep before my meetings. I clench my hand around the data chip. It probably won't be an issue to ask for a moment to get myself oriented, but I can't get a good read on this client yet, and the wealthier ones can sometimes be unreasonable. Let's just keep talking. We were taught by the boss to talk to the client, so let's talk first. I can just ask Ocean. It'll be fine. Before we start, I'm just going to run through some preliminary questions. Go for it. Age and pronouns. What are your pronouns? He, him, and they, them. Yes. And your age? I'm 27. Occupation? What do you do for work? I had to fill that in on your intake form. Why is it relevant? That's a really good question. I have filled out what I do on medical forms as well, and I often wonder, what does it matter? But we'll say it's procedural. Like, it sucks to say. It's just part of the process. I need to know in order to continue our session. Well, that's a bad reason. Yeah, it is. And I'll let it go. I shrug. No worries then. I'll try to circle back to this later. Maybe Ocean feels that the question is too personal a starting place. Ocean is coming in to get body modifications. I feel like personal has sort of gone out the window, but okay. Well, okay, let's find out what the desired procedure is. What kind of procedure are you looking to get? I'd like to medically transition to feel more comfortable in my body. Okay. I'm in. Like, I am absolutely in. Oops, that's not the right link. Sorry. I am 100% in on this, Ocean, so I am here to help you. Unfortunately, that means I'm not going to want to upsell you, but I'm basically here to make sure that you get exactly what you need. It's a pretty straightforward procedure with a few days recovery time. This should be enough for a starting point. Now to learn more about what Ocean is looking for and why. So you're looking to get gender-affirming work done? That's correct. The next question I need to ask is probably not the most respectful or kind, but it is part of standard procedure for consultations. Uh-oh. Let's try to ask tactfully. Oof. Are there any factors motivating you to make this change? Well, I mean, aside from the obvious. Why do you need to know? Yeah, this is rough because this is interesting. Coming to a body, like, I guess they see body modification just period across the board as everything. Okay, it's like, what do you need to know? I can already see as Jin, I'm not going to make any money because, I want people to get what they need, but I don't want them to, like, pay through the nose for it. I guess we'll go to understand, Ocean. I'm just trying to understand you better. Knowing what you're looking for will help me recommend options. They sigh. I socially transitioned some time ago and started taking hormones sometime after that, but being honest with myself is something I've had to learn. About a year ago, I realized that I'm not happy with how things are. I'm uncomfortable when I see myself in the mirror. I don't like parts of my body. And I can understand that now, so I want to take steps to make myself happier. Why wait? That's not... No. What changed? Oh, okay. Ooh. Because they kind of just told us, like, they've already come to this realization. Oh, I don't want to ask about money, though. Like, these options are interesting. Okay, let's say what changed, because why wait feels accusatory. What made you realize you were unhappy? Okay, the way that's phrased may help us also help you decide what to do, so. After I socially transitioned, things in my life got a lot better, and I realized how unhappy I was before. Well, before. As things got better, I got better at learning what in my life made me unhappy, and I started taking steps to address those things. This is just the newest in a series of realizations. It's something that took some time and a lot of introspection to figure out. Yeah, that's really understandable. Figuring out yourself and your needs can be hard, especially since we grow up in a world that thinks everyone requires the same things. Ocean sighs in agreement. You've got that right. Anyways, after all that, it was just a matter of saving up enough money to visit a clinic. I've done my research and I should have the right amount to cover everything I'm looking for. Okay, glad to hear that. I'm happy that you're in a comfortable place to get this done now. Thank you. I've covered most of the required information, but it might be helpful to know more about Ocean before moving forward. And Baron will not be happy if he finds out Baron will not be happy if he finds out I didn't keep the conversation going for longer. The thing is, I feel like we have actually built a rapport with this customer, but you know what? Okay, we'll keep talking. Sadly, this means also there are more chances for me to mess up, but okay, let's learn a little more. Can I ask a bit more about you? Depends what you want to know. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we asked about work and they didn't really... Let's ask hobbies. Do you have any hobbies? I'm really into tea, actually. Ocean, you're getting better all the time. Let's be real here. Tea? Could you tell me a bit more about tea? What do you want to know? Yeah, what's your tea history? What got you into tea? I'm really into plants. I actually work as a gardener. Ha-ha! Snuck you into telling us what you do for a living. Ha-ha! I work with a large variety of plants, including those whose leaves are used as herbs for teas. I started growing a few at home and selling prepared teas to coffee shops. What's your favorite aspect? What part do you like the most about tea? I like figuring out how to express flavors. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I think what I like more is the process of transforming plants into tea and then again transforming the leaves into beverage. I understand being mesmerized by transformation to become better or more comfortable with yourself or someone new. Ocean nods. Yeah, exactly. What's your favorite tea? Yeah, no, we're I'm not trying to hit on you, Ocean, but like, what kinds of tea do you like? Oh, all kinds, really. I've gotten into mushroom tea recently. Have you tried it? No, I've never even heard of it, actually. Well, if you ever get the chance, you should try some. It's really quite unique is a good word, I think. All right, show interest. Sounds like a must-try experience. Ocean pauses, seeming to think for a second. Would you be interested in buying my tea sometime? I could even let you try some mushroom tea. He smiles, but it feels a bit forced. I can tell that they're nervous about my answer. Ocean's tea seems to hold a lot of importance. You know, sure. I'd love to try your tea sometime. Ocean smiles, trying to hide their relief. Well, you won't regret it. I'm sure I won't. We could ask about gardening. Yeah, I want to hear about gardening. Could you tell me more about your work? It's hard to find jobs that you like when you're born on the floors near me, but I really do love plants. Okay. Let's talk about plants. Yeah, let's continue talking about plants. This seems like a good thing to keep going. What do you love about them? I always felt like they accepted me unconditionally. As long as I looked after them, they'd look after me. And they never see me as anyone but myself. I can relate to that too. I feel that way about my rabbit. She just wants a friend who loves her. She doesn't care about my baggage except for wanting to help with it. Ocean hums in agreement. I don't want to you didn't want to talk about your work too much, so I think I might move on. What about your plans? Okay, so this is the one that we weren't asking correctly. Do you have anything planned for after the procedure? Why do you ask? Okay, so let's try making it personal. Yeah, it's a big moment, but you'll also need to take some time to rest after the procedure, and I wanted to check that you can make space for that in your schedule. I'm planning a small trip with my friends to celebrate. It should be undemanding. Oh, tell me more about this trip. What are you planning for your trip? It's just a small trip to a mid-floor resort. Nothing that exciting, really. I would like to hear more about this resort, please. Oh, there must be more to it than that. Let's ask about the itinerary, because that seems the least invasive. Have you got an itinerary planned? Mostly just spending time with my friends and exploring the resort. Maybe looking at some of the plants they've got there, if my friends don't mind me dragging them along. It does sound very relaxing. Sounds relaxing. I hope it's rejuvenating. I hope so too. Okay, let's not. I'm not gonna get too personal about this. I'm gonna move on. Well, I'm sure you'll have a great time. Thanks. I look over my notes. It's time to make my recommendation. I need to save another $8,668 over the next 12 days to afford the surgery for Nibbles. If Ocean has the procedure done here, I'll earn at least $1,600. Well, I'm obviously going to recommend the procedure because it is gender-affirming care. I mean, there was no way this was not going to have me recommend the procedure to allow Ocean to transition. That was not an option here, so... Based on what we've discussed, I can easily recommend that you go forward with the desired procedure. A wave of relief rolls over Ocean. That's great. We discussed what Ocean is looking to get done. Oh my gosh, that's really nice. Okay, so the achievement that we got is called Cracking Chrysalis, which I really appreciate. That's a nice way to say it. We discuss what Ocean is looking to get done, and I put together a suggested plan. Once we settle on the details, I explain the remaining information. Next, our clinic surgeon, Dr. Soul, will give you a quick physical to double-check you're fit for having the procedure. Once you've gotten a clean bill of health, I'll schedule your operation date. At that point, I'll also take your deposit, which will be half the total cost. Sound good? Ocean smiles, a tension uncurling from their shoulders. Sounds great. I return his smile and we shake hands. Theirs feels firm and welcoming. We walk out of my office together. A little bit later. Having seen Soul set up Ocean's appointment and gotten their deposit, I return to my office to get started on the post-session paperwork. A few hours later, I hear a knock on the wall by the open door to my office and look up. Oh, it's the doctor. Uh-oh. I have concerns. Dr. Soul, got a minute? Yes. Sure. I need you to run down to... Oh, okay. I need you to run down to Wingerden and place an order. Should take less than an hour. They have our payment information on file. I was afraid that Dr. Soul was going to say something was wrong with Ocean's, like, everything. Okay. Shopping list? What do you need me to get? Soul hands me a list. It's all here, and the bag is in its usual place. Just give that to Wingerden. She'll know what to do with it. Feel free to call me if you have any questions, or if they give you any trouble. Trouble? What kinds of questions? Wait, what kinds of questions would I have? What do you think I'd have questions about? They're your hypothetical questions. How should I know? Oh, in our face. Wow. Maybe you'll get lost. I've been to Winnie's with Soul twice before. I don't think I'll get lost. Before I have time to follow up, Soul gives a wave and walks back out of my office. I like that you don't necessarily have time to, like, you know, it's like some other games that do dialogue with characters. You don't always have time to ask everything. Sometimes the choice you make is just going to be like, that's it. So choose wisely. I look down at the list she gave me and sigh. Guess I'm off to Winnie's. All right. The trip to Winnie's shop is uneventful. I make one wrong turn, but notice pretty soon after. Before I know it, I'm approaching her stall. Oh, I do like the art for all the characters. It's very nice. Wait, is there a way to... Hold on. Settings. Okay, so since in some of them there's a way to hide to hide the text box completely. Okay. No, I won't be going lower than that. Stop asking. Winnie's voice carries down the street. I've never heard her sound so stern. If you want to pay that much, find some 2-bit hack who'll sell you defective junk. When you decide you want to put quality parts in your body, you'll crawl back here. Of course, by then your flesh will be rotting around half-baked amps and shoddy nano components, your kidneys failing from filtering a deluge of filth pumped into your heart, then back through your body. I'll laugh in your face and remind you about today. Then I'll charge you double and you'll pay it because you'll be so desperate for something good. Her negotiating tactics are top tier. Now get the fuck out of here. You're not worth more of my time. Hey, Chestnut Blaze. The customer's like, yeah, fuck you, Winnie. The customer spits and turns away, almost bumping into me as I approach the stall. I didn't see you there. Jin from Envisaged Poetry, right? Yeah, what happened? Is everything all right? Oh, sure. Just a customer trying to haggle me down, thinking they've got more power than they do. Hey, Rainbow Blob. This is my shop and my word is final. Sometimes people just need a friendly reminder of that. That wasn't exactly friendly, but okay. I'm just going to say I can... You know what? No, was the harshness warranted? Did you need to let them know so harshly? I can be as harsh as I want. It's up to them if they'll come back or not. No skin off my shoulder to lose a customer uninterested in paying me fairly. Oh goodness, remember that. Let this game radicalize you. Does that happen often? Do you get customers like that often? Often? No. Usually my reputation filters out dregs like that. I pulled the list out of my pocket. Sol gave me this. It has everything we're looking to buy. She mentioned you have our payment info. Hey, Kay. That I do. Hand over your list. Let's see what we can do for Sol. Oh, the wink. They give it a quick glance over. I've got most of this in stock, but the last bit you'll need to wait for. I'll drop that off myself. Everything else I'll give you to haul back today, all right? I'm curious what this means. Would you mind just dropping it all off together? I would. I'm busy and this, she waves the list, is a lot to carry in one trip. Okay, fair. I'm doing you a favor as it is. Okay, no problem. Actually, I'll offer to come back to get the other thing. I could come back and pick it all up at once. We both know Sol doesn't want to wait for her bits of meat and metal. Bring what I have now. It makes things easier for all of us. But good effort trying to recover. I'll keep it in mind. Winnie takes the bag I brought from the clinic and begins moving around her shop, picking items off shelves and bags. When she pauses when she spots a bin half slid under a table. She looks back at me and then the bin. How would you feel about a bit of side work, Jin? I'm interested because I need money. I wouldn't say no to an opportunity. I've currently got an excess of eye mods, telescopes, microscopes, color diffs, dark visions, electromags, sharpeners, basically the lot. If you could sell them off for me, I'll kick you back 15% of my profits. Not a bad deal, I think. I'll think about it. Can I have some time to think about it? Of course, there's no real rush on my end. If you decide you'd want in, let me know anytime. I'm always happy to do business when business is good. She hands me the much fuller bag. This is for you. I suppose I'll be seeing you more often now that Sol can send you instead of coming herself. Winnie turns and I follow her gaze to see a customer approaching. It was nice chatting, Jen. Come by again soon. She offers a mock salute and then steps away. I'll let it go. I reposition the bag over my shoulder and head back to the clinic, Winnie's words circling through my head. When I get back to the clinic, Sol is working in the lobby. She looks up and sees me and the bag. Is that everything? There's a bit more Winnie will drop off later. Sol lets out an acknowledging noise and holds out a hand for the bag. Do you want me to take it to your office? Do you want me to drop it in your office? I'm asking you to hand it to me now. Why would I want you to take it to my office? Okay, people do not respond well to you trying to be nice in this game, and I'm here for that. Let me clarify. So you wouldn't have to carry it there yourself. I understood what you meant. I was asking why you didn't listen to what I said. I'm going to snark back. I didn't realize you were allergic to people wanting to do you a favor. Next time, I won't ask. Soul looks at me blankly for a moment. Sorry, sometimes my tongue gets ahead of me. I'll forgive. It's fine. It's been a long day. She sighs. Yes, it has. I hold out the bag and she carries it a few steps over to the counter. She quickly opens it and begins to rummage. Looks good. Thanks for grabbing it. She pauses and looks back up at me from the bag. How was Wingerden? She was eccentric. They're a bit unconventional, so I assume that Wingerden's pronouns are also she, her, and they, them. They're a bit unconventional, but not in a bad way. Okay. And they didn't do anything weird, did she? I'm not going to tell you about my side work because I need the money. Such as? Weird in what way? Anything that seemed out of place, unprofessional, or made you uncomfortable? Or just anything you'd want to talk about? The yelling at the customer was a bit odd. Well, she was yelling at a customer when I walked up. But she was perfectly friendly to me. It seemed like the customer really got her worked up. I see. You shouldn't have any issues since she values our business, but let me know if I'm mistaken. Thanks. Soul takes a glance at the clock on the reception computer. Why don't you head home? I'll cover with Baron if he asks. I have paperwork to do. Oh yeah, also what about your work? Are you done for the day too? Just a few more things to wrap up, nothing major. I have paperwork to do. I'll finish up my paperwork first. I only have a bit left. If you insist, we can leave together later then. Soul turns and walks back to her office. Was she waiting for me? Moving on to later that day. We'll do later that day a few interactions and then I will save and we'll go say hi to Steven. After finishing our work, Soul and I leave the clinic together. We chat idly on the walk to the elevator. It's a bit busy and I let her take one ahead of me. She thanks me and I hide my mixed feelings behind a smile. I didn't want her to see what floor I was getting off at. I get home exhausted and collapse on my bed. After a bit, I roll to the side and notice Nibbles watching me. Nibbles dandelions. So cute. So cute. Let's sing her a song. I pick a popular tune and change the lyrics to make the song about Nibbles on the fly. She doesn't react, but it makes me smile. All right, I'll let her out. I roll back off my bed and open the door to her hutch. She watches for a bit before slowly making her way to her favorite spot on the rug. And we'll play. I try rolling one of Nibbles' balls towards her. She glances at it, but doesn't push the ball back to me like she usually does. She's not her usual self, and it hurts to see her this way. My worries circle in my head. Saving $8,668 in 8 more days? 8 more work days? I sigh and roll back onto my bed. Not impossible, I remind myself. There's still a chance. Today went well. Tomorrow will too. Let's make some dinner. Unpacking is just going to make us sad because there's not space for our stuff. I spend time making dinner, then clean everything up. Okay, so again, this is the banking app. Grimly, I open my banking app to check things over. We'll be able to adjust these things in the full game, but we did earn $800, so we're up to $9,048 after all of our expenses. By the time I get to bed, I feel drained to my bones. Okay, so we'll save here. and quit back to, we'll quit back to the desktop. Sorry, quit back to the menu. Because, yeah, let's actually check the question in chat. When does the full game come out? The demo is currently available in the Steam store now. And the plan for the full game is Q3 of this year. So later on this year is what they're planning on. Let's see here. I'm going to check their recent events and announcements to see if they've given any more details. No, but they do say that if you want to keep up, they are on TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Itch. So actually, let me grab their Itch link. And their Blue Sky link. So if you want to keep up with the dev, you can follow them on Blue Sky and Itch. They're also on YouTube and TikTok at Zorky Studios. So looks like it's Zorky Studios all the way down, except Itch, which is zorky.itch.io. And yeah, it's nice. It's fun. The thing that I guess for me, it's not a gripe or like a hitch, but a lot of games will do where the short version of your type of response doesn't really give a clear picture of what you're going to say. So sometimes I'm picking responses and then the main character may say something that I wasn't like, it's saying the gist of that, but it's saying it in a way that I might not have said that. But this is a problem with any kind of dialogue wheel narrative game where, you know, they kind of have to, they basically are like, are you saying yes? Are you saying no? Are you asking more questions? What I do like, though, is that when you talk to characters, you don't get to go back and try every single option. Sometimes you might only get to say one or two things to them, and then they move on. Like when we talked to Dr. Soul, I was like, oh, do we have time to ask a bunch of stuff? And apparently no. She's like, go get my stuff, go. So yeah, it's nice if you like visual novels. As I said, when I read a visual novel, it takes longer to play it, but you should be able to get through the demo fairly quickly. And yeah, again, I'm gonna call out the fact that they also talk about the content warnings. There is a lot that you can check ahead of time, and it will tell you when in the game it happens, so you're able to prepare yourself for it. Or if you just want to know the general content warnings, they're right there on a screen. So again, that is, for me, that's like the definition of player friendly. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you want to check it out in the Steam store, feel free. And I'm going to go ahead and quit. And again, it's a 2-person dev. I added it to my wish list because it helps visibility. And yeah, so Quality Dreams, reasonably priced, which again is a great name. Just a great name for a game.